these incremental adjustments until the new habit is part of your muscle memory. By starting small, you can achieve big results. 5. Don't let perfectionism get in your way. Perfectionism can push you to excellence, but it can also increase your anxiety and lower your productivity. Learn when to let go and move on. Create a checklist of a task's essentials. If you're working on a client pitch, for example, make sure the presentation addresses the client's major concerns and details why the client should hire your company. Your inner perfectionist might fret over the font choice and every semicolon. But once your checklist is complete, slowly back away. Or ask a trusted colleague to help you get perspective. Do you need someone to tell you when your first draft is good enough or when you should stop nitpicking? High standards are great, but they shouldn't keep you from getting your work done. 6. Don't feel guilty about being behind. When you have a never-ending to-do list, it's easy to feel guilty about what you haven't finished. But guilt is useful only when it motivates you to get more done. It shouldn't make you feel ashamed. To ease these kinds of emotions when they arise, exercise self-compassion. Imagine what you'd say to a friend who felt bad for being behind on a few projects. Chances are you'd tell your friend not to worry about it so much, so tell yourself the same thing. You can also make yourself feel better by focusing on what you have been able to accomplish. Keep a done list in addition to your to-do list, so you can remind yourself of past work. Remember that all that work you have to do will be there tomorrow, whether you feel guilty about it or not. So cut yourself some slack, take a breath, and just do your best. 7. Clean up your desk. If your workspace is a mess, you might be too. Research shows clutter adds to our stress and anxiety levels, detracts from our ability to focus, and makes us seem less conscientious and agreeable. Make a habit of tidying your workspace. Block off a few minutes on your calendar every week to sort through your piles of stuff. When it comes to managing digital clutter, ask IT for tools to organize online documents and advice on which items you can discard. For your home workspace, set up a designated area so that you have a boundary between work items and home items. Research has also found that messy environments can encourage creativity. You just don't want your desk to get too chaotic. 8. It's okay to feel uncomfortable when learning. Being a beginner at something can feel awkward and embarrassing, especially if you're used to being an expert. But those feelings are inescapable growth pains that come from developing and improving. To get used to the discomfort, know that it's brave to be a beginner. Exposing your weaknesses and trying new things takes courage. Make the challenge a bit easier by looking for learning situations with low stakes. Maybe a class where you're not expected to be an expert or you don't know anyone else. If it helps, tell fellow participants that you may mess up whatever you're about to attempt. Your willingness to take risks may inspire others to do the same. Don't stop learning. Keep pushing yourself, especially in the areas where you are accomplished, so you can get even better. If you are willing to feel embarrassment and shame, and even to fail, there's no end to what you can do. 9. Weave learning into your everyday work. We all need to keep learning new things to grow in our careers, but sometimes the urgency of our schedules gets in the way. To find time for learning, make it a part of your day-to-day tasks. Pick up skills from those around you. Notice how your boss handles a negotiation. Ask salespeople about industry trends. Get feedback from your peers after you give a presentation. At times, something may